This is the Cryptic Creature Show. I'm Brian, and with me, as always, my co-host Todd. What's up, buddy?
Brian, tonight our guest is Austin, and Austin had a Beast of Bray Road encounter. So I'm thinking we got a Dogman thing going on here.
Yeah, that's what that is.
I wonder if you saw it on Bray Road or where you saw it at, but you know how much we love the Dogman lately, so...
Oh, yeah. You should be excited.
Are you ready to bring Austin on and talk about his Dogman encounter?
Yep.
Austin, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's our pleasure, man.
Where are we talking to you from?
You're talking to me from Watertucky, Wisconsin. Good old Watertown.
Okay. And we know you had an encounter there. You talked about the Beast of Bray Road. Is that close to where you're at, or?
That's about 45 minutes, almost an hour away. It's in Elkhorn.
Okay. So, why don't you just take us into what happened to you and tell us what you saw?
Well, it was a Halloween night. A bunch of my buddies and I, well, I wouldn't say a bunch of my buddies. We had two friends. One was already in paranormal, and he wanted to do this trip. I don't know, we're going through southern Wisconsin, seeing what we can find and whatnot. Our day started in Whitewater at the Witch's Tower and stuff like that. Good history back for that place, especially if you're in the occult and stuff like that. It's fantastic. I even lived in Whitewater for 2 years, and the apartment we lived in, it was haunted. Bad. Halloween night, we decided to go through southern Wisconsin, Elkhorn, Kettle Moraine Forest for the Goat Man. We ended the night on Bray Road, which is in Elkhorn. And for some odd reason, before we did this, I decided, it's going to sound funny as hell, but I decided to grab some uncured, unseasoned, the snack sticks, beef sticks or whatever. Now, mind you, when we stopped at Bray Road for the first time, it was, again, Halloween night. It was chilly. But the thing was, I was not cold whatsoever. I was only in a hoodie. But my buddy who was in the paranormal there with me, he was completely freezing. I'm well, that's odd. I'm not cold, but I've always been a warmer person. So I just brush it off with something. Well, we left some beef sticks on the side of the road. Just for a joke, but I did not expect what was going to happen next. When we first arrived to Bray Road, I was very respectful. I took a knee, put my hand on the ground, and I started talking in a very comforting voice. I'm here. We're here to just see you, maybe understand a little more about what's going on with you. How can we better understand you? And respectful like that. We didn't have any loud things. We didn't litter or anything. We're just respectful in that area. After we left the beef sticks, we traveled down to Bray Road, halfway down. So about a mile or so. We stopped on the side of the road to do an Estes method. But I had to, I wanted to go outside for some reason. There's this little gulch between a field and the road. I crawled up and over to the gulch onto the field, and I did the whole same thing of I kneeled down, put my hand on the ground, being respectful, saying, we're not here to harm you, we're not here to disrespect you or anything like that. And all of a sudden I felt something was pulling my head, not physically, but something was pulling me like a string to look in a direction. And then my eyes adjusted almost instantly to the point where for reference, people have seen the Beast of Bray Road as a vicious werewolf, always attacking, always defensive kind of thing. But what I felt in that moment, when I felt to look up, was just a warmth. It's hard to explain. Like, the air was cold, yeah, but my body, it literally felt like I was warming up, like it'd be a summer night. I felt that one string that pulled my head to look, and yeah, it was wolf-like. I'll say that, but it was all black with like deep blue glowing eyes. And it just locked its eyes with me, and then it started walking towards the direction of the beef sticks. I'm like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. And my buddy who was on the side of the road was like, hey, you all right? And I just froze. I'm like, I just saw something. And he's like, where was it going? It's like, towards where we left the beef stick. It's like, well, we need to go there. We need to catch it. Instantly, my brain was like, no. It'll think we trapped it. It'll think we were trying to do something dangerous or harming it. We'll sit right here. We will sit right here. Let it do what it wants. And he begrudgingly allowed it. He was like, okay, fine. That's fine. So we sat for like no more than like 10 minutes after that. After I got out of the field, we both got in the car, and I walked back to where we left the beef sticks. Now, mind you, where we left the beef sticks, there was still tall grass on the side of the road. Tall grass. Granted, it was like browning with the fall, but it was still tall, standing upright. When we got there, that whole area was flattened. And like something was circling the beef sticks, like it was testing if it was like a trap or something. Whatever the Beast of Bray Road is, it's not what everybody thinks. It's a being that's been around far longer than all of us, and I have a theory that depending on how you present yourself to areas where possibly the veils could be thinner is what you will get in return. People just speeding down the road, they hit something, and it gives this form of aggression. Like, oh, you hit me or almost hit me, I'm going to tear you up kind of deal. But the form it chose to show me that night was because it felt I respected it. Like, I didn't want to do anything to harm it or anything like that. It knew I was just curious. I wanted to understand more.
Can you describe the details?
Yeah. Pretty close to what people would say is what you base off like werewolves and stuff like that, but except it was tall, really built bipedal. It had the stature of a werewolf, but nothing like vicious or anything. And more, it was like ethereal, kind of. Like, if you looked hard enough, you could see through it. But there's no denying the presence that was there. It had a wolf, dark blue glowing eyes that seemed to, like, show through the night. You see black, you're like, it's night out, yeah. And then you see like a bright light, and you're like, okay, that's somebody out there. No, these were like an dark ice blue glow. It wasn't bright, like blinding, but it was sticking out it was sticking out amongst the background. It walked pretty well on two legs, like you and me would. So that's the best way I can describe it. A werewolf, but not vicious. Wolf body on two legs. Its legs were like a canine's. The legs it was standing on were like a canine's, but there was muscle where a human body human muscle would be. And it did have a tail, which I found funny at the moment, but I didn't laugh.
What did its tail look like? Was it thin or bushy?
It was pretty bushy, I'm not going to lie. It looked like there was maybe some patches missing or something like that, but they looked pretty bushy. Like, I'd say like a German Shepherd tail.
We've heard a lot of dogman encounters where they either can't remember them having a tail, or if they had a tail, it maybe was thin, or they're not sure.
Yeah, like the whole time I saw it, it was in my head like, this thing has a tail. This thing has a legitimate tail. I didn't vocalize it. It was in my head, and I'm like, no way, this thing has a tail. I remember that. I'm like, what the hell?
So what'd you do after that? Did you tell anybody?
Well, we kept it down to wraps. And, well, anyway, I forgot to mention that the beef sticks were gone when we came back to the spot. The beef sticks were gone after it made its, like, footprints around the area, thinking it was trapped or something like that. Or it was a trap or something. But no, the beef sticks were gone. Its footprints were huge. I'm not going to lie. I wish we had like some plaster or something for that experience, but I don't think how well it would do in grass areas. But oh yeah, what did I say? Okay, but no, I kept it to mostly like close family, friends, and whatnot. I didn't tell everybody else, but I just felt like when you made that post, I'm like, you know, I gotta tell somebody about this.
Did you take pictures of the footprints?
I do have a video. I do have a video. You can see it. It's probably not the best, but I can send it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, if you could, that'd be great.
Yeah, give me a minute. I have to go through all this.
We don't have to do it right now. You can do it. Do it when you have time.
Yeah, you can send it later. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
So what's your thought about this creature? I mean, growing up, probably didn't realize that these things existed, but seeing this thing, what's your thoughts now? How do you cope with that?
I always knew from a young age there are things that go bump in the night that people don't accept, or they make an argument against themselves, like, oh, I was just very tired, or maybe I was drunk, or no, there are things out there that most humans don't understand that go bump in the night. And I'm not talking about anything like fantastical, like, well, anything actually fantastical could work, honestly. We as humans don't know what was before us, what is with us, and what is possibly laying out the future for us. I knew from a really young age that there are some things that can't be explained other than what they actually are. My first encounter with the paranormal, I was 4 or 5 years old. I was in a apartment building called Copeland Ryder in Jefferson here in Wisconsin. My parents were working as like maintenance people. They were doing something like painting or renovating a place for a new tenant. And for some reason, I just needed to find my mom. And I went down out of our place to the lobby. And then I just stopped in the middle of the lobby. And I don't know, I just stopped. And then I felt like a presence behind me. And I turned, and there was like a white face right in front of me. It was a lady. At that time, I didn't know what it was. It scared the shit out of me. I fell backwards, my hand hitting a fire alarm. And then I come to, and the fire alarm lights are buzzing, the alarms are buzzing. I had to run back to the house, like the apartment, because I thought I was going to get in major trouble. Luckily, they didn't figure out it was me. But I knew from the longest time there's things that go bump in the night. Spirits, entities, beings, what have you, elementals, dogmen. But seeing it firsthand, the actual urban legend to life, in a different form than anybody else has seen, it made me think, I really want to do more with this. There's no coping with it. I embrace it. And I like I said, I've always known from a young age that there are things that most humans don't understand or fail to recognize that are actually there.
Yeah, I think we agree with you, man. I mean, we believe that too. There's so much stuff out there that is disclosed or that we aren't told about. That's why we do this podcast. We want to prove the existence of Bigfoot and other cryptids, but we also want to enlighten the world that, hey, everything out there that you're told is not necessarily true. So yeah, that's what we're striving for. Do you think that, so you believe in Bigfoot, even though you've never seen one, right?
No, I've never seen one.
But based on what you've seen, you believe in it, right?
Yeah. No, like I said, I knew things that people talk about, urban legends and stuff, besides the ones that were discovered like hoaxes, like the Hodag. That was hoax. But I knew instantly, like, it kind of surprised me when I saw the Beast of Prey at first. I was expecting, the whole visceral, growling, attacking kind of thing. But I honestly think how I presented myself to the entity that was there, the being that is the Beast of Prey Road, it showed me a form it doesn't show to a lot of people.
Where do you think these things are coming from? Are they on this earth? Are they hiding out in places? Are they coming and going through some kind of portal dimension? What's your thoughts on that?
I can sum it up to one thing. There are veils between our world and other worlds, in my opinion. And usually Halloween, Samhain, or however you describe it, or pronounce it, is when the veil is at its thinnest. There is, I think it's a multiple plane of existence here. Some come through harder, some kind of just linger, some stay, some go after they make a point. But I believe there's multiple planes of existence of what has been called urban legends, cryptids, paranormal. Everything is connected somehow, except there's some type of veil that we can't pierce through to the other side, because maybe us as humans can't fully comprehend what's on the other side besides the ones who see what decides to show itself to you. Honestly, I believe, like, for instance, Dogman. My buddy has some property up in the UP, like Trout Creek or something like that. One of my bandmates, well, actually both my bandmates, the guitarist and the bassist, decided to go up there and start clearing land, and they camped out there during the summer. Our bassist, he woke up to something like huffing, sniffing, growling outside his tent. And he texted our guitarist. He's like, dude, something's outside my tent. And he thought it was like maybe a coyote, bear. I'm not sure if wolves are up there. But when he got out of the tent in the morning, there was no footprints, nothing. So, Dogman, I believe they can cloak themselves like a lot of cryptids can.
So what kind of band are you guys in? Tell us about that a little bit.
Well, our band's called New Age Outcasts. I'm the vocalist, the guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer. We play metalcore, hard rock kind of deal.
Okay.
We've played a lot. We've played a lot at 301 in Portage, 5 Bar in Beloit. Yeah, we played a pretty good amount everywhere.
How long you guys been playing?
Okay, how long we've been playing? The band together as a whole has been around for like 6 years, whatever, like 6-7 years.
Okay.
We lost our original bassist and rhythm guitarist. The rhythm guitarist because he wasn't like fully committed to it, and he said he could play guitar, but he just pretty much strummed without any chord progression or anything. Our bassist, he left the band because he had kids. Yeah.
That'll happen. You can feel free to plug that all you want to. Your band name too, if you want to.
Yeah, so. The band's name's New Age Outcasts. We have a show coming up actually Saturday this week in Madison, Wisconsin at the Rigby.
Sounds good. If you want to go on our Facebook page and post your locations, whatever, feel free to do that. We love cryptids and we love music, so
Hell yeah!
Just to know. So, so what's your thoughts about Bigfoot?
Awesome. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind if I crack an adult beverage.
No, go ahead. Please do.
That was a fresh crack. Fresh crack. That was good. But I believe most of the things that have been here before us are here. They were here. They still are here. They're like ancient spirits, ancient guardians, ancient protectors of what is nature, what is their home. That's what my belief is. I don't think Bigfoot came from UFOs, same with other cryptids or anything like that. I mean, if there was proof of that or anything that would lead from that research would like give me a good thought process on it, yeah, I'd probably believe it. But my original standing is everything that's here has been they're guardians of ways of lives, forests, canyons, deserts. That's what I think. They've always been here, and just now we have with more technology and stuff like that, we just happen to see them more often than not. If that makes sense.
Don't chew on that, Max.
Cooper loves that chew too.
Oh, now he's into Cooper's food. Wow, he is loving it. What do you feed Cooper?
Blue Buffalo Life Protection Formula. He never leaves a crumb. I love it because it's made with high-quality protein, nutrient-rich fruits and veggies, and wholesome whole grains.
Looks like we're switching to Blue.
Blue Buffalo foods are made with the superior ingredients your dog needs to thrive. Can your dog food say that? Visit feedbluefood.com to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, we were talking last episode about population growth, with these creatures. And if they're not controlled by the government, then these things are growing and populating and reaching out. Sooner or later, we're gonna have more interaction, and the government's gonna have to say that they exist, like UFOs, right?
Oh my gosh! Well, they probably know a lot more than we do as normal people.
Sure, they do.
Like, picture anything the U.S. government has in like a war movie or something like that. The U.S. government has had already for like 30 years.
Yeah. And it sucks.
But it sucks. But one thing I do realize that there is no shortage of soldiers overseas encountering, for instance, giants, other werewolves from different cultures while they were on a tour. And there's been dogman sightings in old training grounds here in the United States, and they just offered like soldiers to keep hush hush, watch where they're going, and don't engage unless they need to.
Do you think these creatures are dangerous?
Hell no. Some of them, yeah. My theory is, from things I've read, from personal accounts, there are, for instance, we'll go with the dogman thread or a werewolf thread. There's 3 types of eye colors that are replayed through these accounts and stuff like that. You got red eyes, you got yellow eyes, and you got blue eyes. Red eyes, they're either going to f you up or it's just you caught them on the wrong day. You're not going anywhere. There's nothing you can do to them that can deter them, unless you know your prayers, certain languages, and stuff like that. Yellow eyes, they're more curious. They want to they're trying to understand why you're here in something that they used to be, like, that you yourself as a person that involved, like, interacts with the yellow-eyed thing, like yellow-eyed dog, man. They're like, what are you? Hold on. I've never seen you here before, kind of deal. And the blue eyes, they protect. I read an account of somewhere in Appalachia. I can't remember what state it was. I think it was Georgia, where a person who decided to hike the trails at night for some god awful reason. He heard his own voice being called back at him. He started running, and then he saw like a line of blue that passed in front of him, and he felt comforted. Then that dog man, werewolf, whatever, he ended up taking care of the thing that should not be named in Native American language that was following said guy. It fought it. So that's how I see it. The eyes may be a theory, but what I've gathered, that's what I think it is. Not all of them are dangerous. Not all of them are out to get you. Most of the time, they're trying to understand you as you're trying to understand them. And whatever you feel at the time, if you can put aside your fear and not act on impulse, they will understand that this is something you haven't seen before, and this is the first time you're seeing them in their natural habitat, or if they allow themselves to be more visible. So not everything is out to get you. You know, they understand, like, this is the first time you're seeing them, and it's hard for you to comprehend that you're seeing them for the first time. But the things that actually want to attack you for the fun of it, there's no reasoning with them. If they're doing it, they're going to do it. But me, I believe even the hardest motherfuckers of cryptids, spirits, demons, whatever, there is an inkling of good in them that if you can find it, and maybe, just maybe, you'll appeal to them. If it was a spirit, to their past life. If it's to a cryptid, they'll understand an understanding between you and them. And then they'll realize, okay, so I don't have to kill this thing or hurt this thing. And that's what I believe.
Yeah, I mean, we get that. You don't want to kill anything, but we've also talked to people who have had to shoot these creatures and kill these creatures because they were attacking their family members or something like that. But for the most part, I have to say that with encounters with the dog man, people have not had a serious encounter. It's more like a sighting, and they somehow get out of it, or the dog man leaves. But we don't know how many encounters happen out there where people just come up missing because of these creatures. And I'm sure that happens with Dogman and probably Bigfoot, unfortunately. But I guess it depends on the scenario. What's your thoughts about that?
My thoughts on it, maybe there are some cryptids out there that maybe that's all what they were, I don't know, grown up on or brought up on. I'm not saying, like, I don't know what they chose for themselves. The narrative they decide is what should be, what is harmful and what is harmless, and they get rid of the things that are harmful because they feel to them it's protection of themselves, the lands, whatever, what have you. My feeling is about that, don't instantly go for a gun or a knife or anything like that. If you have it on your side, if you're walking, camping, or whatever in like trails or private properties, woods, whatever, that allow firearms or some type of protection, carry it. Especially when you're walking into deep forested areas, the Appalachians, the freaking Southwest United States, Pacific Northwest, anywhere you go. Carry it, but don't instantly go for what your protection is. Because there's a chance that whatever cryptid you run into is going to think that's a threat. Or maybe you get the lucky few that when you're reaching for a weapon, they're understanding, like, okay, there's something here. Okay, we're not gonna attack. We're just gonna sit back and watch. So my I don't know. Not all of them are going to be stellar interactions. That's just a given. But always keep your protections and whatnot. Stand your grounds. Have your sigils. Use crystals, whatever. But don't bring it out unless you absolutely need to. Because I believe that with even the faintest amount of heart left in one of these beings or spirits, there's some point where you can realize you can reason with them or try to get some kind of ground with them. Only go for your protection or defense when absolutely needed. That's my take on that.
Where are these guys coming from? Are they coming from like the northern Canada territories and moving themselves down? Or we've heard these people, these dogmen in Florida and in the southern states. So where are these guys coming from? What is longer than us? Were they here before us, after us?
Absolutely, they were here they were here before us, long before us. And there's no singular. Well, we don't even know. It could be a singular family of like dogmen or Sasquatch that have been around forever, and who knows? We don't know if they're immortal or not. But the thing is, if they are immortal, then they just know how to be smarter and understand what's going on now with the changing ages. But if I wouldn't be opposed to hearing of families that have spread. But I believe, like I said, they've been here way before us. That's how I feel, because when I saw the beast, when I saw him or her, I don't know. When I saw them, it felt like an ancient knowledge, like an ancient presence. For me, it felt like I was looking at something that knew everything, but was still learning. So I believe that cryptids that have been here, Sasquatch, dogmen, they've been here longer before us. Maybe they've had families before us, and now we're just finding more places where they came up with, because the veil is getting thinner through different states farther out of their territories. Or maybe they do have families and the young ones decided to get bold and go to new territories. Either theory works with me, because it makes perfect sense.
It's just crazy. We hear the same things from everybody that we talk to about these creatures, including yourself. It's just weird to think that there's werewolves walking around this earth, but there are. I mean, people are seeing these things. I don't know if they come and go. I don't know if they're here forever and on this land, but people are seeing them, just like Bigfoot. More and more so. We're getting more of these interactions, and I don't know what to think about it, but it scares the hell out of me. Do you want to see another one? Or a Bigfoot or something like that?
Oh, yeah. I would love to see more. Even the native spirits that I should not name up here in Wisconsin. I want to see those. I want to understand them. I want to visualize them. And granted, if that thing decides to hunt me down, then so be it. If I die trying to understand and dive deeper into things that most people need to understand or need to hear or learn about, I will be happy. Because I'm just a guy in Wisconsin in a band. I saw one being that has been urban legend for the longest time, and it's been brought to flesh to me. And the worst part is, that's not the first time I've had that interaction with the Beast of Bray Road. The only interaction I had after that Halloween day, was in November. Full moon night. I came home late from work. Was tired. Roommate was using the bathroom, taking a shower, whatever he was doing. And then I walked outside, had a beer in my hand, took a piss, and I felt that same warming feeling after I took a piss that I felt on Bray Road. Like, after I zipped up, I started moving back to my house, and then I felt that same warming feeling I had with the Beast of Bray Road. I turned, and it wasn't visual, but I saw a glimpse of two dark blue glowing lines as it was moving. And then it moved back to the woods behind our house. So I don't know what to say about that. Maybe I made an impression on him, her, what they may be. And it checked up on me. It's really weird. But it's not unwelcome. Like you said, it was comforting.
Well, they do say that these creatures will follow you home. We've had a couple people come on the show and talk about that, seeing a dog man, and they followed them home. So it's possible. And the blue eyes, we've heard that too. It's mostly yellow eyes, but we have heard the blue eyes. So, but it's cool that you got to encounter that. I mean, maybe not for you, but we love to hear.
No, it was cool. It was cool. If I could go back in time and relive that moment, time and time again, oh, best believe, I would do it. But that's not the scariest part of that whole, like, Southern Wisconsin paranormal tour was after my buddy and I found out that the B6 were missing. We were like ecstatic, over the moon, and like, no way, it's insane. And the driver in the car for us, she's female. And she waited for us because she didn't want to get too cold. Now, the scariest part about that whole night was we heard our driver's voice in a field after we were ecstatic at what we felt, what I felt specifically. Because that, like I said, that constant, comforting, warming feeling that I got from the Beast of Bray Road, it was still all over my body. I even took off my hoodie at one point. Everything changed until we heard our driver's voice in the field. Then instantly, it felt like ice replaced my blood. My buddy and I instantly are like, that's not good. And we hightailed it into the car and we took off, telling our driver to go, go, go. Because we instantly knew she's in the vehicle. She's not in the field. It was a perfect match to her voice.
That's creepy.
That was creepy. The scariest part of that night. Granted, Paradise Road, that's fine. Everybody knows about Paradise Road in Wisconsin. Well, at least southern Wisconsin. And then the werewolf of St. Coletta's still a thing in South Wisconsin, not southern Wisconsin. Well, anyhow, like, that was the scariest thing I've ever had. Besides another interaction I had with one of my buddies. I'm not sure how much time we have left. I'm not going to give you that story if we don't have time.
No, go ahead. We got some time. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'll summarize it for you. So, one of our friends we used to hang out with when we were in high school, he kept bragging about his place, saying it's haunted. the things in there have been trying to kill me. And we're like, ha ha, funny, yeah. On a summer vacation night, after fishing, going back to my place, he's like, you know what? You guys keep making fun of me, saying this shit ain't real. We're going. I was 15, 16. I was like, okay, you want to back it up? Well, all right, here we go. So me, him, and like 5 other friends went to his place. The moment I stepped through the threshold, instantly every alarm in my body was saying, hey, don't do this. I ignored it. High school, you got all that testosterone starting to build. He brought us down to his basement, and he kept saying things got thrown at him while in the basement, everything like that. I told every one of us in our friend group, lock your hands after the fucking light goes out. Lock your hands together, because we're going to see if this is true. No sooner than I got the recognition of our buddy saying, all right, lights off, and then the people who were holding his hands were saying, he's here. We hear like a, and then a giant crash. And all of us were still linked. All of us were still linked. After that happened, we shuffled to the light, turned it on. Turns out there is a fucking 20-pound dumbbell that got launched across the room. Now, me being a teenager, everybody else starting to go up the stairs, I started, talking shit to whatever was down there. Like, hey, why didn't you throw it at me? Come on, do it to me. What's going on? Nothing happened. So I'm like, okay, well, thing's a bitch. I'm sorry how brash it is, but
Zootopia 2 has come home to Disney+.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
Gary the Snake.
And your last name?
The Snake.
Dream Team. Get new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home. Zootopia 2, now available on Disney+, rated PG. And right now you can get Disney Plus and Hulu for just $4.99 a month for 3 months with a special limited time offer. Ends March 24th. After 3 months, plan auto-renews at $12.99 a month. Terms apply.
Your little one grew 3 inches overnight. Adorable. Also, expensive. Sell their pint-sized pieces on Depop and list them in minutes with no selling fees. Because somewhere, a dad refuses to pay full price for the clothes his kids will outgrow tomorrow. And he's ready to buy your son's entire wardrobe right now. Consider your future growth spurt budget secured. Start selling on Depop, where taste recognizes taste. Payment processing fees and boosting fees still apply. See website for details.
We went upstairs and had a couple beers, and then we walked his property. That same freaking feeling happened when I entered to the threshold. We walked his property. Same freaking thing. Same feeling in my gut. I was holding what was a .22 in my hand because my buddy was like, you know more firearms than I do. So here, you carry this. Because he was scared for some reason. I didn't know why. Until we heard rustling above our heads. One of our friends brought a flashlight out and scanned all the way up to the top of a pine tree that was at least 60, 70 feet tall. There was nothing but just a black shadow with red eyes. And once it looked down at us and once the light hit it, it jumped off the tree and it made the tree shake. I stood there frozen and I was like, okay, what's a fucking .22 gonna do to this thing? It shook a giant tree. We didn't talk the rest of that night. We just drowned what we all witnessed in liquor.
Yeah, 22 is not going to do much to a raccoon, let alone a bigger animal in a tree.
Yeah, it's something that shakes a whole tree when it jumps off. I honestly think that was either a demon or something that's I haven't read of before. Because what I felt in my gut, my gut was like stone cold. It felt like it's either do or die. This thing's gonna kill me if it gets a chance to.
So what's going on nowadays? Are you guys not feeling that pressure anymore from anything, or are you guys still dealing with that kind of weirdness going on where you're at?
No, that was the one-off chance of that thing in the tree. Haven't had anything like that since. But as you said earlier, the things that follow you once you interact with them, I still feel that random warmth the beast has had on me when I first met it, when I first saw it, every now and then. And I don't know. I'm just like, okay, he's somewhere near. He or she is somewhere near. That's fine. But other than that, no. I don't expect anything like worse for wear. I have never been more scared ever since that thing in the tree. And I have yet to figure out what it is. But anything else I have came in contact with, nothing like that. So most of the time, it's like, okay, it's either this thing is wondering what's going on, studying us, or it's just passive.
Well, you're definitely in a spot where things can go weird. We know that. But Austin, thanks so much for being on the show with us tonight and talking about your experiences, man. We appreciate you being here with us.
Yeah, we do.
No, I appreciate you inviting me on that post. I thought I was like, expecting like, okay, like a regular post was like, hey, okay, tell me something you know, and that most people won't. I'm like, okay, so this is going to be just a regular, like a chat bait kind of thing. And I was like, I'm glad you messaged me after that, wanting to know what it was.
Yeah, we want to talk about all kinds of all things cryptid and weird.
Oh,
so definitely great having you on the show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, you take care. Thanks again for being on the show with us tonight. We appreciate you.
All right, thank you for having me on. It was awesome to
It was our pleasure, man.
It was awesome to interact with everybody, like you guys, and explain what I've witnessed.
Yeah,
and
man.
lived with.
And if anything else goes on, let us know. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
110%.
All right. Take care,
All right,
brother.
Austin.
Thank you
Yeah,
again.
you too. Peace out.
All right, it's Austin having Austin on the show, man.
Yeah, it was. That was
things
pretty
going
good
on.
encounters.
There's
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys have had an experience, seen a Bigfoot, seen anything, email us, info@cryptidcreatures.co, not .com.
And we know if you see something like that, you keep it in. It just eats at you. So you need to talk to somebody. Talk to us.
Yeah, just
and you
talk
can
to
stay
us.
anonymous.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. We can do that.
So reach out to us.
Sure.
Brian, my friend, it was awesome hanging out with you tonight. And,
Always fun, brother. Always
doing
learning.
this show. What do you say, man?
Yep. See you.